Hi readers! Today we are going to be reviewing the 5 nonfiction text structures that we have been learning about. Your learning target today is that you will be able to determine which text structure an author is using after reading a passage. You're going to need a reader's notebook today, and you are going to need a pencil. So let's get started. Like I said, we've been learning and studying the 5 nonfiction text structures that an author would use if they are sitting down to inform us and teach us about some things. I'm going to go through those pretty quickly. The first one we learned is about sequential. Sequential, when you hear that, also means chronological, and both of them mean in order. First, next, then, after that, finally. You could expect to read about someone's life in a sequential order. You could think about a recipe being in sequential order or directions being in sequential or chronological order. The second one we learned was comparing and contrasting. When we compare and contrast, we think about two or more things and we compare how are they alike and how are they different. Tigers and lions, my brother to myself, New York compared to Chicago, all kinds of things. How are they alike? How are they different? The third text structure we studied was cause and effect. And remember, cause is any event that takes place, and the effect is what happens because of it. Okay, cause and effect. Oh, Washington County's numbers for coronavirus got too high. Cause. Effect is we moved to distance learning. Cause, effect. Problem solution. We know that this is very similar to cause and effect, except that this really is about a problem being identified, something wrong, and then a solution to solve it. My problem, I had a leak in my bathroom. Solution is I put a bucket to catch the drips and I called the plumber to fix it. Problem solution. And most recently, we learned about description. Now, description is when you think of any item, person, place, thing, idea, and we begin to really describe it. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it smell like or feel like, taste like, or give examples of? So for example, for instance, specifically, in particular, in addition to. So those are our 5 text structures. Let's really put our knowledge to use. Sorry. So review. Which text structure tells of a topic, idea, person, place, or thing by listing its features, characteristics, or examples? Pause the video and write which text structure is being described there. Description. And here are our signal words. Next one. Which text structure explains how one or more things are alike and how they are different? Pause and write what text structure this describes. That is comparing and contrasting. Comparing and contrasting. Here are some signal words. Which text structure shows the relationship between a problem or problems and a solution or solutions? Write what is being described. Of course, problem and solution. And here are some signal words for problem solution. I see solved. I see since, for that reason. Sometimes we've even read problem in a problem solution text structure. Which text structure shows the relationship between an event and what happens after that event? Pause and write what is being described. cause and effect. Event, what happens because of it or after it. Here are some signal words. Which text structure explains how things happen in time order? Hard one to remember. What is that word? What are those words again? So the first one that we studied, chronological or sequential order. In order, in order. And here are some of those popular signal words. Some of you have used them in your own writing. So readers, let's take what we know and apply it to our own reading. When we have to read something that is nonfiction, see if we can pull out the text structure that this author used when writing. So here we go. Did you know that not all deserts are hot? Both hot and cold deserts are very dry. But unlike hot deserts, cold deserts have long winters when the temperature can reach below freezing. Cold deserts also get a great deal of snow, which is certainly not true for hot deserts. The question is, which text structure is used in this paragraph? Pause and write what you think. Out of those 5 text structures that we've learned, which does this most match? What did our author use? I hope you wrote compare, contrast. We're comparing a cold desert to a warm desert or a hot desert, and I've highlighted some of those signal words that jumped out at me. Both, unlike, also, not true for hot deserts. I hope you get the hang of this. I will read one more, and then I'm going to give you a chance to read some of them. So here we go. Let's practice. Spending too much time in the sun can lead to sunburn, dehydration, and even skin cancer. One way to help prevent these problems is to make sure that you wear sunscreen whenever you are outside. It is also a good idea to avoid being outside during the hottest part of the day, which is between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Which text structure is used in this paragraph? Pause and write what you think. This is problem solution. As a reader, I'm looking for like, oh yeah, I can identify the problem. You know, spending too much time can lead to a sunburn, but then it also tells me how I can avoid that or solve that. And it means I can avoid being outside at the hottest times. I can wear sunscreen. Problem solution is the best choice for this. Here's our next one. I'm going to ask that you read it. Pause if you need to. Actually, you will need to probably. Read it, pause, and then answer which text structure you believe is being followed or used. Which text structure is being used in this paragraph? I see some signal words that lead me to believe that it's sequence or chronological, sequential or chronological. First, then, next, finally. Take a look at the next one. Pause, write down what you believe the text structure is, and then check. In this case, it's cause and effect. And I can see the signal words of as a result and consequently. Now, here is the difference with this. Cause, again, an event. Effect, what happens because of it. There isn't necessarily a problem with a solution that was being resolved. So keep those in mind, 4th graders, as you're reading. What is the difference between cause and effect and problem solution? So I hope you caught that one. Next one, go ahead and read it. Pause until you're ready to write the text structure that is being used. And this is using description. So I've highlighted a few things: painted long ago, features, long hair, landscape, oil paints to create, most well-known painting in the world, and most expensive. Having taught fourth grade for a while, sometimes description is a tricky one for students. And I think the reason why is because all authors are pretty descriptive. So even though they might be writing in a cause-effect text structure, they might also be really descriptive. So really pause and think about the text and like, what is the author trying to convey to us? Is it all about, in this case, it's all about the Mona Lisa, like all about that unique painting. Or is it cause effect? Oh yeah, I clearly see a cause and I clearly see what happens because of it. So kind of hold on to all those ideas and really use these ideas when you are reading your own nonfiction text. Speaking of nonfiction text, it is time for you to go to your independent reading and see what you can apply, see what you can do in terms of really discovering those text structures that an author is using. Off you go. Bye.